Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast, where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media. That's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, or if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, go ahead and leave us a review. 5 stars would be the best, but whatever you think, we deserve. And, we got to do it, man. We got to welcome back the triumphant return of Lottie to the podcast. My friend, how you doing, man? Welcome back. And what you been up to that's nerdy?
Wow. What have I been doing? What is nerdy? So I played Final Fantasy 1 and 2, which was great, by the way. Finally understand why the story is called Final Fantasy. I literally should have an entire gamer cast just dedicated to why the name of Final Fantasy the game Final Fantasy is named Final Fantasy. It is such a ridiculous, convoluted thing. You have to play Final Fantasy 1 to understand it. I've watched quite a lot of animated movies. By the way, I watched Gran Turismo. Freaking amazing movie, by the way. Um, and really just, oh yeah, freaking losing my mind playing Tekken 8 too. I forgot. Tekken 8 dropped and it's just destroying the internet right now.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I know you. Tekken was destroying lives and destroying friendships, probably uh, across the nerd spectrum. Yeah, that's definitely out. And so Tekken dropped, and like for my nerdy stuff, I definitely started playing Tekken 7 because I ain't got $70 to just throw at a game that I may drop in like a week. So, but I do have Tekken 7, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm actually gonna try to be good at the game. So far, I'm still trash. so, but besides that, also Lottie, did you know about the Percy Jackson series? I don't know if you've been paying attention to that.
I know about it, but I haven't really watched it.
The finale was on tonight. Actually, I've been watching it with my daughter. Every I can't believe it. She is. I Sometimes you just think to yourself, man, you know what? Maybe I am a good parent because she is turning into some kind of a nerd. She's a theater kid, but she's got her nerdy things going on. She loves the Percy Jackson series, the
Mm.
books, not just the movie, the books. And so we've been watching the show. It ended today. It was really good. I do want to talk about it on the show. On the super not the supercast on the Blurred Force One. Reviews at some point. But yeah, y'all should check that all out. But you know what? This is the supercast where we're going to talk about superhero things. And my God, what a crazy 10 days it's been. There's so much stuff that has dropped news wise for many things we care about. Well, we are a couple weeks out from Madam Web. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So we're going to just do a big news roundup for Lottie's return to the Supercast. And let me tell you, we've got some good stuff to talk about. Lottie, like we're going to talk about Deadpool 3 wrapping production and something that was teased about it from Marvel Japan that maybe they shouldn't have talked about, but we're going to see what that means. Invincible gives us its return date. The Marvels has hit streaming, and surprise, people think it's actually good. They stopped listening to the stupid internet trolls, and it's coming to Disney Plus soon. We got new looks at What If Season 3. Across the Spider-Verse, it got nominated for an Oscar, but probably not the one that it should have been. And the Invincible lawsuit that we talked about last year it gets settled. We talk about what that could mean for Invincible going forward. Sony, for some reason, is continuing on with yet another Spider-Verse property that no one asked for. Aquaman 2 passes a milestone, for the DCEU. Then we're going to talk about a whole bunch of rumors concerning Spider-Man 4 and Vincent D'Onofrio. Daredevil Born Again has so many updates related to its resuming its production. Echo was a big splash and what it means for other related shows on Disney Plus. Madam Web not looking so good at the box office. There are rumors about friction between Marvel and Sony related to the next Spider-Man movie. Thunderbolts gets some casting updates, and the big news of all the week, of all that stuff, the big news is we've got ourselves a Supergirl, and we'll talk about what all led up to that. So Lottie, woo, this is a lot of stuff. I almost ran out of breath talking about all of the things we're going to talk about. So, yeah, are you strapped in? Do you have all your geek armor on? You're ready to dive into this.
I'm ready to dive in it, but let's get it. Let's go ahead.
This is a lot. So let's get into this. Lottie, my friend, the Merc with the Mouth is coming to us in July, and the good thing is that they just finished filming last week. At the end of last week, Ryan Reynolds posted that officially. It's all done. And I believe Hugh Jackman celebrated that by shaving that damn beard off, so he doesn't have that scratchy ass Wolverine beard anymore. But this long gestating, long worked on project that couldn't be held down by the strike has finally finished its principal photography. That means that they've got 4 or 5 months to do some post production and all that stuff. But we're getting Deadpool 3. And also, there's a synopsis that was on Marvel Japan that they sort of deleted, and it may give us a hint about something that's going on. And I want to read the quote. It says, quote, the fucking irresponsible hero Deadpool will change the history of the MCU with Wolverine. And I don't know why there's a question mark there, too. So, Lottie, my friend, dude, I know you're really excited for Deadpool 3, but they've wrapped, man. How much more excited can you get about the possibility that Deadpool may actually be changing the real MCU?
So, just so you know, I recently have watched Deadpool 1 and 2 again. Honestly, have a better appreciation for Deadpool 2 the second time I watched it instead of the first time. Deadpool 1 is still just legendary and very underrated. I'm just happy to see that uh Deadpool is going to start. He's going to be a real part about the MCU, and I can just see it. He just going in throughout the MCU. Probably, I really think they're going to have Deadpool shoot what's his name in the head, Victor Timely. I've. T- They're not going to show his face.
Timely, he can't get a break. He's been spaghettified a million times. I mean, come on.
He's gonna shoot Victor Timely. So what's his name? Never happens. Kang never happens. I'm telling you, watch that it happens. We didn't need him anyways. We didn't need him anyways.
I think it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty clear we're getting some multiversal shenanigans, and they set it up in Deadpool 2 anyway. But we're getting some multiversal shenanigans. I just wonder how much leeway or how much latitude are they actually being given to fuck around with the MCU? Like, can they only mess with variants, or are they allowed to actually, play with the real MCU timeline? So, and I remember also that they were talking about maybe this is going to have something to do with Secret Wars itself. So this might be setting up a lot of stuff going forward, and not just Kang Dynasty, but also Secret Wars. So this
Uh
is
huh.
this is all good. I love this, and I can't wait. I can't wait really to see the first trailer. I honestly I want them to go dark and not. I don't want any more pictures. I don't want any of that stuff till the first trailer. So like, let's get to work, boys. So anyway, we'll talk about that trailer when it hits the internet. Another bit of quick news: Invincible season 2. It was cut in half, and how dare they end on such a kind of cliffhanger for us? With
Yeah.
Omni Man has been taken captive by the Viltrumites, and Mark's been given an ultimatum to take over the Earth or else. And so of course it's Mark. He ain't taking his shit lying down. I mean, he did lie down at the time because he got his ass whooped. But that's not the point. The point is, he is. We all are looking forward to how they are going to resolve this in 4 more episodes. So, to that end, we're getting the new episodes March 14th. And Lottie, I for one think that damn day can't come close. Can't come fast enough. Like, yeah, how dare you keep us in suspense like this? But it's coming back March 14th. What you think, man?
About damn time, man. It pissed me off when I couldn't finish it the first time. I'm like, okay, this is how they're gonna end this shit, huh? Just I'm happy finally that we're going to be able to finally get all this done, and we can finally finish up the second season of Invincible.
So we get
Hopefully, by the
yeah.
time that we get to see season 5, we're not 80 years old. So
I'm gonna say now we can start the countdown clock. For whether we're gonna get a new season of Invincible or whether the Rapture is coming. So I don't know. It's they're running pretty even. So we'll see.
yes, because at this point, when that man said 8 seasons, I said, at this point, we'll be old and probably dead by the time we finally finish this
We're
shit.
not Viltrumites, damn it. We don't count days like that, man. Come on, let's get it together. So, either way, we're excited for this March 14th. Y'all, we gonna be here and we're gonna be talking about it definitely. Uh, the Marvels, the let's let's just say much maligned, and also definitely one of the biggest flops that the MCU has ever put out. Well, you know what? It's recently hit streaming, and hey, big old surprise, Lottie. It's not, it's not the dumpster fire. In fact, I wouldn't even say it's not even it's actually a good movie, and people are learning that on streaming. And I want to sort of talk about that after this, but they're people saying it's actually good, and now even more people are going to get to see it because it's going to be on Disney Plus on the 7th of February. So this time next week, or I guess 8 days from now, we're going to get to watch it on Disney Plus. So Lottie, the reason why this matters to me is, one, because I love the Marvel's characters. I thought it was a really good movie, but the other thing is that this movie was pre-hated on, right? Can we agree with that?
Yes.
It's pre-hated on. It had a lot, right, and I don't want to say a lot writing on it, but it had a lot of
Wow.
expectation, but also it had a lot of obstacles, and one of the obstacles is featured in this very topic, which is streaming, right? Because do you think that it didn't get as much box office because streaming led people to believe that they could just wait for it?
This is what I would say. I would say it's getting to the point in movie theaters now that it's getting difficult. It really is getting difficult for movies to do well, because now some people are just saying to themselves that, oh, I'll just wait to watch to stream that movie. Like, when I just said in the beginning of this about the super, I mean, about Gran Turismo. I am extremely upset I didn't go and watch that movie in theater. Like I'm literally upset that I didn't get my lazy ass up and go watch it in the theater because that movie was fucking good. The movie was good. It was a really good movie, and it it is just. I have to admit we are getting to that point as a society that we're that now Netflix and Amazon, because it's mainly because here's the thing, it's not even really the companies of like Disney and all that anymore. It's more of like Netflix and Amazon because they don't own actual movie studios. They're beginning to put out triple A big budgeted movies for streaming that you could just watch at home. And that is something that Disney, Paramount, and all these other people have to begin to cope with because Netflix and Amazon are billion-dollar companies just like they are. And if they're just going to release multi-billion-dollar movies for on their streaming network, maybe, just maybe, I mean multi-million dollar movies just directly to the streaming network, maybe, just maybe, Disney and Paramount should just start moving that direction too. And I don't mean put every MCU movie on streaming, but maybe there's just going to be some MCU movies that you're not going to spend a lot of money on and just put it on streaming. You know what I mean? You spend maybe 50 to $100 million on it and it's just a streaming movie.
Well,
Because
the problem with that is that is a horrible business model, because when you spend like this, the idea is you spend money and you want to ultimately make more money than you spend, right? But when you make streaming only content, the only money you're getting is subscription fees, right? So when it comes to the Marvels, yeah, it flopped at the box office, and there's just no way around that. It lost money for Disney, straight up, but it made some money. It made some of its money back, right? I don't think it got $300 million, but at the box office globally, but it made something. So that goes towards some of the production costs, right? Now it's on streaming. It's been on VOD for a while, so people have been renting it on VOD. That's more money towards going back towards it's kind of repaying its budget and its marketing or whatever. And then it's going to be on streaming Disney Plus finally, where it will make zero money because you and I and everybody else already pays for Disney Plus, right?
yeah,
So all they're getting is subscription fees, and there's so many other things that are on there that are also reasons why people watch it. Right? Like I said, I just watched Percy Jackson. They made zero. They made some money off of me because I have ad supported, and that's one of the saving graces of a lot of these streaming things is that now there's ad supported. So now there is a revenue stream to sort of get some money back for it. That's ultimately streaming only movies are a losing proposition, and putting it in the theater, at least you have a chance to make some money. So I think Netflix knows this, and so does Amazon, and so does all Apple and all that other stuff, and they're willing to lose money, up front in order to drive people to the service. But like I said, you and I, we pay a certain amount a month. That's all they're going to get out of us. Whereas, in a good month, if there's a good month full of movies, maybe you'll want to go to the theater 3 times. And how much you spend? $10. So you spent $30. That's more than you would have spent on, the streaming service. But all like Mo, what does this have to do with the Marvel? The whole point is that the Marvels, despite being pre-hated on and everything like that, I think that this streaming arrival really kind of gives it more life. And also, this will be a good time for people who either missed it to kind of catch up on it and maybe get back into the MCU, or to give people who maybe weren't impressed by it the first time to get a second look at it and see maybe there's more to it than I thought in the first place. I think. So I don't know, Lottie. I don't know about you. I'm gonna be watching it again next Wednesday. So maybe we'll talk about it again or see it did it age properly. So anyway, Lottie, we got something else pretty cool from Disney Plus. So What If season 2 was awesome, but on the heels of that, we also got to look at these What If season 3 first look pictures. And Lottie, I don't know what that looks. It looks pretty dope. I don't. There's what's that? There's some Gundam looking stuff going on here, right?
Huh.
You see what I'm talking about? Like it's like a Captain America Gundam. And I think that's pretty. Like I'm thinking to myself, how explain this to me, Marvel? How is this a thing that exists?
Is
But
this Star-Lord Captain America?
no, that actually is Bucky. So yeah, so if you're looking at it, that's a picture of Sam Wilson, of course, as Captain America. Then you have
No. I'm saying, but they look like they're going to stake. They're in spacesuits. You know what I mean?
right. I don't know, but I think
The
it's supposed to.
Gundams are just ridiculous.
It's like they're just four pictures, very interesting. I like that one. I need explanations. I need an explanation for that Captain America Gundam because it looks dope. The first picture obviously is Winter Soldier and Red Guardian, probably from the episode that was supposed to be in season 2 that we saw a preview scene of, and then we also see it looks like I'm assuming that's Hank Pym holding Red Guardian like a little doll. So like this is all pretty cool. Lottie, this just makes me excited. I'm just more. I know it's going to be a while, but they're talking about we could get this year.
Yeah. Wow. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't take animation much long. I mean, that long, especially when you have a team of it. So it kind of makes sense. I need to, I've been, I, I need to watch. I need to watch What If season 2. Um, this just shows. This just is another nail in the coffin of Neil Druckmann. Tighten the fuck up. Fucking taking so damn long with the
Well,
show.
if they had done an animated, what was it Last of Us? We probably would have had season 3 by now. But it's not
Yeah.
animated, so
And what's his name? And the guy who does Invincible. Tighten y'all
it's
asses up.
Kirkman.
Y'all taking so damn long.
I think I just love this idea that as I said in my kind of review of What If season 2, it's just these are shows made by people like you and me who sit and think way too much about some of these things, but they're like way more creative with their ideas about what if could happen. And so we end up with Gundams. And I'm like, I bet it's gonna make all the sense in the world. And I really want to know how y'all got there from, the base MCU. Because there's a lot of creative people that are working on this. And I think What If season 2 to me is peak MCU. It's definitely high. If I was gonna rate it, it's definitely an S tier. Season 2 is definitely an S tier show. So I'm expecting big things from them, and I'm hopefully we'll hear something about it later on in the year, and we'll get it this year. That'd be dope. So, but we'll let you guys know when we hear more information. Lottie, it's time for us to be mad. I'm mad right now, big mad, because Across the Spider-Verse got nominated for an Oscar. And how dare they just nominate it for Best Animated and not for Best Picture? That's, in my opinion, snubbed. That's just me. But I know I'm a comic book nerd and everything like that. But that's a snub to me. And it's a snub that I guess I should have seen coming. But still, I mean, in my opinion, Across the Spider-Verse is definitely going to take, Best Animated. But it's I don't know. It feels wrong that it got
What movies? What
knocked out.
movies? What movies were on the list
I could
for
not name. I
nomination?
could not name them all. Barbie was Barbie, Oppenheimer. I think American Fiction was one of them.
Okay.
Poor Things, which I haven't seen American Fiction, but Poor Things is good and it should be on that list. Barbie and Oppenheimer should be on that list. I'm not saying they shouldn't be. And there's some other ones I haven't seen, so I'm not gonna. But come on, man, Lottie, when are they ever
Hmm.
gonna stop being so damn prejudiced against animation? I'm not fuck superhero stuff against animation. Period. Like in the history of all the best best picture nominations, I think only two or three animated films have ever been nominated in the history of the Academy, and that you're talking about going back nearly 100 years. So come on, like when is this foolishness gonna stop?
Here's the thing that I try to that I understand that Barbie got nominated just because of the money it made, but when we talk about the quality of the movie that Barbie was, it is not in the same stratosphere. It's not even in the same galaxy. It's not even in the same universe as Across the Spider. When it comes to actual movie, you know what I
I
mean?
don't know if I necessarily agree with that, I'll, but continue.
No, I'm just it's no Barbie is a good watch, but it is not when you talk about quality of movie. You know what I mean? It's just not in the same realm. Like Barbie's not a movie that I will put in Best Picture because it's just a movie that you watch to be entertained. It's not a movie that you watch to be moved. Barbie's not a movie that's going to make you feel a whole bunch of different emotions except happiness and joy. You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
that's
It's a
why I said about not necessarily agreeing with you. I actually think Barbie should be in Best Picture, and not just because it's whimsical or any of that stuff. I think there are actually quite a few good performances in there. It's got a pretty good, not just a pretty good story. It's got a good story and a hell of a lot of message and theme and everything. But to that point, so does Across the Spider Verse. Across the Spider Verse actually managed to be better than its predecessor, like in pretty much every way. And one of the ways that the first one was really good and should have been part of the best picture conversation is that its story, the actual story, was worth. If it had been live action, they would have been like, "Oh, this needs to be best picture," right? That's my main thing.
hmm yeah. Well, I really do think Across the Spider Verse deserved it. Recently watched the original Into the Spider Verse again. I do have to admit the original is better. I do have to admit that, but Across the Spider Verse definitely does deserve it, and I just hope that people start giving animation a lot more credit because animation is really good. So
Yeah,
guys, watch Across the Spider Verse if you haven't watched it yet. Please,
I
it is
mean,
not
how
a
dare you? How
cartoon.
dare you be listening to this podcast and not watch Across the Spider Verse? Like, do you hate good things? That's the question. So ask yourself that question. Do I hate good things? Because that's the only reason why you haven't watched it. So either way, we're gonna keep an eye on the Oscars. I'm pretty sure Across the Spider Verse will win Best Animated, but you know what? We'll see, and we'll let you guys know. Lottie, we were talking about Invincible earlier. Well, I guess good news, probably more for Robert Kirkman than for us, I think, is that lawsuit we were talking about last year, between him and Ryan, was it Crabtree? It seems to have been settled. It's settled out of court with no details given, but I think we can infer that something like what went on between him and Tony Moore when it comes to The Walking Dead probably happened. They paid some money. So, Lottie, I guess he's out of the woods now. So, yay for us.
That man pimp slapped him with that Invincible 2 money. Invincible season 2 money. Ah. There you go. Now shut up. I will, sir.
I like to think it was I'd like to think it was a bag of money with like a dollar sign on it, and he just like walloped him with it, like
Yes.
like he was one of the Beagle Boys or something.
He was like, "Sir, come outside with me." Wait, okay, where are we going? Then all of a sudden he reaches to his like his coat and then just pimp slap him with the money. Take this, sir.
Yeah, it's. I think here's my only thing about this is, remember I keep saying this, and I want to reiterate this. There's doing what's right, and there's doing what's legal, right? And
Uh-huh.
obviously this whole lawsuit was trying to find out if Robert Kirkman did some shady shit or whatever, and if he was going to have to pay for it. And that's the whole point of lawsuits like this is that maybe he'll win. Maybe he'll win in court and that'll be that, but maybe he'll lose. And so rather than spend all this money and potentially lose and like fuck up the entire deal, they just make good, make the other person happy and move on so that this isn't an issue anymore. But like I said, doing what's right versus doing what's legal, they aren't always the same thing. And it kind of bothered me to think that Robert Kirkman may have been an asshole about this. So to just see it finally get kind of resolved makes me feel better. But I hope he will just just don't do that shit in the future, man. Just what I'm saying? Just look, if you were in that guy's position, would you want someone to treat you like that? That's all I ask. Like Hollywood needs more of that. Needs more. Let's not be assholes to each other, So, either way, it's resolved, and hopefully that means that we'll get Invincible faster. But I bet you we won't. So, but good for them, and let's look forward to more Invincible. Lottie, another what the fuck bit of news. I could not believe this shit when I read it. But in this, there's a Variety article where they're talking about the Sony Spider-Verse and how Sony's banking on standalone movies within the Spider-Verse. Which, as an aside, Lottie, what are they smoking at Sony right now? Can you tell me what they're smoking at Sony to think that the future of the Spider-Verse, the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, that's what the fuck they call that stupid thing, is everybody but Spider-Man? Lottie, what is that? So to that end, they're still working on El Muerto. Because reasons. Remember Bad Bunny dropped out of it or something like the whatever. And we were like, well, that's dead. We'll never see that character again. Nope, they're working on it. They're working on it. Why? Lottie, help me understand. Why are they working on anything but the next Hell, I understand. Marvel's working on Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. I get it. Cool. They're doing their thing. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Cool, they're doing their thing. You still have other spider shit going on, and you're making El Muerto? Yeah, Lottie, make it make sense.
Listen, the only thing Sony should be working on right now is Spider-Man 4, with or the Tobey Maguire that will lead into a live-action Miles Morales movie, Amazing Spider-Man 3, and probably some other live-action Spider-Man, and create a live-action Spider-Verse movie. And that is what you should do from now on. You need to stop. You need to stop this. Stop it. Stop it, Sony. Stop it. Stop trying to use the Spider-Man Rose Gallery like it's something that you can make money off of. You tried it with Venom, and yes, you could do stuff with Venom. But after that, come on now. What's the call got memed to death? what's it
Morbius.
called? It's Morbin time, and what's it called? It's gonna bomb in the box office when
Yeah,
it comes out.
we'll talk about
And
that in a
right
minute.
now, Madam Web is plummeting in the box office. So
So you got Craven, but like, what's next? They gonna pull the Shocker's gonna get his own. He's gonna become his own
yeah,
little
the
thing.
Shocker's
The
gonna
shock.
get his movie.
I mean, just like, I mean, and to be fair, there are some, Spider-Man villains I actually would be down to see, in their own little thing. I'd be like, I'd be down to see Goblin get a kind of like a weird Joker-esque feature. I'd be pretty cool with Tombstone, because Tombstone's actually pretty fucking dope. There are some I get it, but, and this is a big but, how can you have the Spider-Man license and not fucking use Spider-Man? And you're talking about El Muerto for real? Who's barely a character in anything. No one fucking knows who this guy is. He's a blank slate. That's not a good thing. That you think it's a good thing, you can just do. No, it just means he's gonna get a fucking generic ass origin story that no one gives a fuck about. Like, at all. You're serving El Muerto up to get killed. And I know I am saying that ironically. El Muerto is going to get, killed. Because it's nothing. There's no connection. There's nothing iconic about it. No one knows what the fuck that is. You literally are going to have to make one of the best superhero movies of all time just to break through all the noise. Like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Stop, Sony. Go back to basics. You know what the basics are? Fucking web slinging with Spider-Man. There you go. I don't know why that got me so heated, but come on. Like, this, I just want good shit. And I'm sure El Muerto could be good, but chances are it's not going to be good. So, like,
It's just at this point, people just ask me when they saw Madam Web. They said why, and I said,
and we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that in a minute. We are actually. Why don't we just get to it now? I'm gonna move it up. Let's talk about Madam Web, since we're talking about Sony fucking up there, dropping the ball, fumbling the bag, etc., etc. Let's talk about Madam Web. Madam Web is tracking worse than Morbius. Do you know how hard you got to be to track worse than Morbius? That's you know what? That's a skill. That is to fail in that, in that significant way is a skill. Which sucks, because I'm actually really looking forward to this movie. Lottie, I'm legit looking forward to Madam Web. It's got some potential. It's probably not going to be good, but I hold out hope that it actually will be good. I felt the same way going into Aquaman 2. I felt like, oh, well, this probably not going to be that good. But look, I had fun with it. So I feel that way about Madam Web, but it is, it's poised to be a huge box office disaster. So much so, Lottie, where's the second trailer for this? Have you seen a second trailer for Madam Web?
no.
Where's the marketing campaign? Have you seen much marketing? Like, obviously, you and I are going to see some stuff because of what we, the algorithms are going to. But still, I don't even think I've seen. I watch ad-supported streaming services. I don't think I've seen an ad for Madam Web ever on any of them. They are not spending money to push this movie at all. So, Lottie, I know I'm talking a lot. How bad is this bloodbath about to be?
I mean, it's Sony's fault, and I've talked about this with you before, with same thing that Marvel does, but Sony did this in a much spectacular way, in the sense of who is Madam Web? I know who Madam Web is. But who is Madam Web? 90%, probably even more than that. I'll say probably 95% of the nerd population doesn't even know who she is. And I'm talking about the nerd population. I'm not talking about the world population. I've had friends text me, who is Madam Web? They're asking me who is Madam Web, and I'm like, I can't blame them. You only see you if you're not my age or older, you don't know who the fuck Madam Web is because she only showed up in one Spider-Man cartoon, the '90s cartoon, and she never showed up in anything Spider-Man media ever again. So Sony, what are you thinking of making a movie about Madam Web when no one knows who the fuck she is? You should have mentioned her in Across the Spider-Verse. It was laid up for you. Why is she not mentioned in Across the Spider-Verse? Why is her name not dropped? It's just I don't understand why these movie companies are so bad at hinting their other properties in their movies. It's not that hard. Like they really like, and this is what makes me so upset with Sony and why Sony is like the Sony movie pictures are like this is disgraceful because you can literally go to the video game division and get them literally in the Sony video game division. They're hinting other PlayStation games in another PlayStation game. I'm not lying to you, bro. They literally hinted the new God of War and Ratchet and Clank, bro, in a completely different game. But because you know why? Video games understand how to do that. For some reason, movie company, and I'm not going to even say movie companies don't know how to do it because Marvel used to be spectacular at it during the phase 1, 2, and 3. They kind of lost their way a little bit, but Sony, this one is just I don't. Why? Why did you make this movie without her ever being talked about? Because, like I said, who knows? No one knows who Madam Web is. That's why this movie's bombing. Because no one, everyone's like, "Who's that? Who the hell is that?"
Well, it's doesn't help that there's no actual Spider-Man in the movie apparently.
Exactly.
So have no there's no Spider-Man connection, and that's like having a a Red Hood movie, like a Red Hood theatrical movie, and never ever say Batman.
Yeah.
Just never say Batman. It's just, and people are like, the fuck is Red Hood?
Exactly.
It's I am I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm not like and trust me, I'm not capping or anything as the kids say. I'm not playing. I actually want this movie to be good. I really do. Because I'm gonna go see it the day. I think I'm gonna see it the day after it comes out, and I want to be entertained. I want to see good Spider-Man stuff. I want the young ladies who are in there to be embraced by the fan community. And unfortunately, I feel like they're all going to be ill served by this movie. Every single one of the women who are in this movie, unfortunately, I think are there. That's going to be the last time we see them, suit up as spider people. So, because this is just looks like it is, heading to disaster, and I think Sony knows it too. I think they know it, and this is not a good start to the superhero stuff for this year. If because Sony, this is their big year, right? It's not a good start for them, and so I guess we're gonna have to see. It's coming out in a couple weeks, and we're gonna see it and let you guys know what we think about it. Speaking of box office, Aquaman 2, man, it came out just before Christmas, and Lottie, it has passed a milestone. Let's pop some champagne, shoot off some fireworks, and write big bonus checks to the executives over at Warner Brothers Discovery, because Aquaman has passed a great milestone at the box office. And Lottie, you ready for it? You ready?
Uh-huh.
It's well, as of the other day, it's $412 million at the worldwide box office. Woo! Let's go. We're we're winning over here, right? Right? Are we winning? Are they winning? Lottie, are they winning? Is that what what passes as winning for the DCEU? If that don't tell you about
They
the
just
failure of the DCEU, nothing will. 412. Like, good on them. Good for you guys. I bet you I bet you that the budget on that, with all the reshoots and everything, I bet you it was $300 million. So
it says 205 million, but I don't
I
believe
don't
that.
believe that. I do not believe that.
I don't believe it.
That is bullshit. That may have been what it was at first, but
Yeah,
okay.
I don't believe
Let's
it.
say it's $205 million.
You're still not
Yeah,
making your money
yeah. You
back.
still haven't made
You're
your
still
money back. You still got about 150 million to go to make that make sense. So, but look, I am not dancing on the grave of Aquaman 2. I like the movie. I did. I think it's good. Um, I'm not dancing on the grave of the DCEU either. I, generally speaking, like the DCEU and most of the movies. So this isn't me, like, doing a victory lap because, $400+ million isn't, is like not that good. This is really more to talk about the fact, what a fucking fall off. What a bag fumble. What a disaster for the final movie of the DCEU. And trust me, people who are apologists for it and be like, well, it made that's not, you would not, if a MCU movie made $400 million, you would laugh at it. Like, what was it? Ant-Man, right? Ant-Man did what did it get at the end of it? Like 400 something $million? And people were like, oh, the MCU is falling off. They're in trouble. Everything's terrible. Of course, the Marvels flopped terribly. If an MCU movie made what Aquaman has made, no one will be celebrating. They'd be like, shit, what's wrong with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? So let's keep it all in context. Lottie, I mean, should they be celebrating? It's this apparently this is the first time the first DCEU movie to cross $400 million since the first Aquaman. So, like, in 5 years, there have been no DCEU movie.
Jesus Christ!
No DCEU movie has gotten over $400 million in 5 years.
Wait, no, wait. Oh, I forgot the Batman is Elseworlds.
No, yep, that don't count. DCEU, yes.
The what's it called verse? The Snyderverse.
Yep, that's where we at.
Yeah, man. God, it's just that is.
I'll say again, it's a good movie. It's just people are tired of this shit. I'm not talking about superhero fatigue. They're tired of just these run of the mill, like, good's not good enough anymore. It's just good is good enough to wait for it to hit streaming. You want to get people's ass into the seats, this shit gotta be fire. And that is not what Aquaman 2 is. So, hell, I would say if it wasn't for Asia, Aquaman 2 would be like dog shit in terms of box office. Trust me. A lot of that is coming from like China and Asia. So I guess they really like Momoa. I don't know. So either way, congratulations, I guess, Aquaman 2. You did a thing. Lottie, let's talk about rumors. There's a bunch of them. We'll try to zoom through these. First rumor, Vincent D'Onofrio in talks to join Spider-Man 4. I don't even know the source of this. I just like the idea of this. Lottie, what do you think? Do you think this is legit, and would you want to see it?
So, so there's a chance that we can get him in Spider-Man 4. So, Spider-Man 4 is supposed to be the one with Tobey Maguire, right?
That well, we'll look. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's just say there, Vincent D'Onofrio maybe could be Kingpin in Spider-Man 4. This is potentially that's a rumor. We'll get to the
That's a
Toby thing in
good
a minute.
villain. That is a good villain for Spider-Man universe because that is exactly what I would want in the Spider-Man universe. Because I think we don't have to go crazy in the Spider-Man universe. Sometimes you guys got to. Sometimes it's good to keep things grounded and have a guy that has his pot money. Is he has so much money and so much things that Spider-Man revealing his identity to anybody can be deadly.
Yeah. Well, and of course in the comics there have been some pretty epic battles between Spider-Man and Wilson Fisk. So this would not be a bad thing. And honestly, Vincent D'Onofrio is all about playing Kingpin in anything. Trust me, he is. So I would be cool with this. And also, it brings Spider-Man back down to Earth and away from space or aliens or anything that might endanger the world. That'd be cool too. So I'm with this. I don't think it's true, but yes, I think this would be cool. Lottie, you'll be happy to hear this. Daredevil resumed its filming this last week. To much, I think, much kind of like excitement on the internet. There was behind the scenes, pictures as people saw what we were, and we didn't talk about this, but last week they confirmed that Karen and Foggy are returning. They previously were not going to be in the new Daredevil series, but now they definitely are. And so we've seen pictures of them behind the scenes, or behind the scenes pictures of them filming the three of them walking down the street and talking. And it looks like Matt Murdock and is back in business both as a lawyer and as an ass kicker. Of course, we know Vincent D'Onofrio's coming back, and this is all, they retooled and restarted. They brought in people that were from the Netflix show originally, so there's a lot of DNA to the original show. Also, we got a couple of other castings, or I won't say casting, but characters coming in, and one of them we saw behind the scenes picture of what looks like White Tiger, and also the actor that played Bullseye in the third season of the show has been confirmed to return. So, Lottie, it looks like Netflix Marvel is alive and well again, and we know, of course, that that's all. They recently made everything canon to the MCU, so it looks like they aren't just building out the street level; they are building it on the foundation of Daredevil and the cast of characters there. Um, and like I forget, did you watch the first season of Daredevil? Like, how much of Daredevil have you seen?
2 episodes.
Two episodes. It's time for you and I. We're gonna have to get our homework on. I've seen at least the first season of of Daredevil. Well, we got to get our homework on because it's pretty clear that this is going to be important to the MCU going forward.
It's on Disney Plus because
Yeah,
because Netflix is.
it is.
I don't. Me and Netflix are beefing.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. So I had been planning to go through it anyway. So yeah, definitely we got to go hit this up. But like, come on, it's pretty. This is pretty cool though. Like that they're going all in on. And I don't know if you know who White Tiger is? Are you aware of that character?
Yes.
All right, so good. So you know how awesome actually the character is. And this is I don't this is not the female one. This is the male version, I believe. Hector Ayala. So it should be pretty cool. A lot of they're definitely the one thing I like about this is that because Daredevil doesn't require a ton of CG, they're spending a lot of time and effort making the fighting and hand-to-hand action a lot more awesome. And I think that's all. I think that's great. Like the MCU could, if they're gonna dial back on all the CG, they still have plenty of characters that don't need help looking cool, like from a computer. So I think this is great news, and I'm actually really looking forward to hearing more about what they've got going on behind the scenes and how it's going to lead into more of the Netflix shows and the street level shows. Uh, maybe even they'll talk about Spider-Man. That'd be cool. Speaking of the street level, Lottie, Echo. I don't think you've watched the Echo show yet, but did you know that Echo actually was really fucking successful for them? Not only that, they didn't cost them anything. I swear, this got to be like the biggest W for Disney Plus in a long time, because it apparently only cost them $40 million to make Echo. $40 million. That's less than what it cost for one episode of fucking She-Hulk, I think. Actually, I think it's more, but like, it's still pretty cheap. Again, mainly because they didn't really have to do a ton of CG for it. It's mostly, regular people fighting, or gun fights or whatever. But it was only $40 million. Had a huge impact on Disney Plus and Hulu, and apparently led people to go back and start watching Daredevil season 1, Punisher season 1, and Hawkeye. So, I mean, Lottie, how big of a W was this show really?
Unfortunately, I still haven't been able to see this show yet. I'm going to. I've heard nothing but good things about this show. Um, it just shows what me and you have been talking about the last couple of years, that Disney, you don't need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make a successful movie or a TV show. Sometimes you can cut that budget down a little bit, not even just a little bit, a lot bit, and just you know what I mean. Cut it down, just cut it down, and then make yourself. You can make a good show. I don't understand why these movies and TV shows have such runaway budgets and nowadays, but I'm very happy that this show is doing well, especially showing that it's showing that you don't need a massive budget to make a compelling show. I understand it's of course not a CGI laden show, but if I remember right, Moon Knight didn't cost them that much either. I don't like if I remember Moon Knight. I don't think Moon Knight cost them that much. Yeah, Moon Knight cost half the budget of the other TV shows. It was 140 million. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. You don't need this super massive budget to make your movie to make something good. And I'm happy for this. I'm happy, and hopefully there's I don't know. I didn't see the end of Echo. But hopefully there is, if the show is set up for it, it would be nice if they get greenlit for a second season.
Yeah, I feel like probably not a second season, and I would be fine with it because I think they're really more setting up the character to do more things down the line. But once you finish watching it, we'll we'll compare notes on that. I'm pretty sure though that she is definitely going to show up in some other things, Daredevil related or whatnot. Uh, there's another. I didn't know this is not a rumor section, but there's rumors of kind of a rift or a tiff between Marvel and Sony right now, uh, concerning Spider-Man 4, which everyone wants. We're all looking forward to it. Tom Holland is to me the best Spider-Man that I've seen so far, and I really enjoy his character. They left him in a good place. All this stuff is going on the street level, and he's definitely down there, working on the streets. So, shouldn't that be the direction they go in? But apparently Sony's like, well, wait a minute. We got, a ton of money we got nearly $2 billion when we put Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in this. Why don't we put Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 4? We could get another $1 billion. Everyone would love it, right? Right? And Marvel's just like, but no, why would we go back to do that? Was a one-time deal, kind of a fan servicey thing. It doesn't make any sense. Let's actually tell a story that's just about, Tom Holland's Peter Parker. And apparently, like I said, they're kind of butting heads about this supposedly. So the only reason why I want to talk about this is because I just really wanted to understand, why would you want to take another bite at that apple? You know what I'm saying? Why do you want, what is with this insisting on sort of member berries, nostalgia bait like that? Like, it was cool in No Way Home, but why would you, like, I want to understand what would be the reasoning to do this again besides we want more money. Lottie, what would be the story reasoning that they could justify this besides we just want more money?
So they're making a Spider-Man 4 that is going to be there's going to have uh multiple Spider-Man in it.
No, right now we don't know what they're making it about. It's definitely got Tom Holland in it, but the idea here seems to be that Andrew and Toby return for reasons. And I want to know what the reasons are besides we want money.
In my opinion, Spider-Man 4 should be a Tobey Maguire movie that introduces Miles Morales.
But
Then you make
it wouldn't be. You're talking about Toby's Spider-Man 4. We're talking about Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4.
no, yeah, but
The
it
one that
shouldn't be.
Marvel
But the thing about it is, Andrew. I mean, Tom Holland Spider-Man movies were never given a number. You should just call it Spider-Man New Beginnings or something like that. You know what I mean? It's the fourth movie in his thing. It's like, you know how all the Spider-Mans have their own naming. Spider-Man 4 is for Tobey Maguire. It's for Tobey Maguire. The Amazing Spider-Man 3, that's for Andrew Garfield, and then you call it Spider-Man New Beginnings or something else, or New Home. You know what I mean? New
yeah.
Home.
Well, I think
And that
that's
should
the
be their
idea.
fourth movie and keep them separated. You can bring them back together eventually, but keep them separated for a couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't it feel all right, Sony, they're making non-Spider-Man movies about characters that nobody knows about, and then they go in the complete opposite direction when it comes to advising about Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, where they want to once again bring back all the Spider. So it's like they're trying to concentrate all the Spider-Man into one movie and like keep them out of every other movie that they themselves make. And it just feels fucking stupid. I can't explain it in any other way except it feels stupid. Like, you have no ideas. The only thing you know is the last time you had the three of them together, nearly $2 billion. Let's see if we can replicate that. And I'm like, that is not the way to make a successful movie. It's to be chasing after that success you had previously. You need to tell a compelling story on its own that doesn't require, this kind of transparent money grasping. I just want a good damn story. I'm sure they could figure it out, but it feels wrong-headed, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And I don't disagree with you.
Give Andrew Garfield his third movie, god damn it. That's what I want.
Yes.
Anyway, God, let's hope this isn't true, but we'll let you guys know if we find out anything. Another kind of quickish bit of news. The Thunderbolts, yes, they're still making it. It's a thing that's still existing. Sebastian Stan was like, yeah, I'm training. I'm getting ready for us to start, filming on this, and I've kind of missed it. I'm like, Sebastian Stan, we missed you too, my friend. We're looking forward to seeing you in this. But what's really important is we got 2 new bits of casting. One of them is, the Sentry. We knew Stephen Yeun, he kind of dropped out because of scheduling and because of the strike and everything like that. So we were wondering, well, like, who's going to be the Sentry? That clearly they're still going to have the Sentry in this. And so we actually found out. We found out that Lewis Pullman has been. He subbed in. They're like, well, we can't have Steve Yeun. We'll have this other guy. But this other guy actually happens to be an awesome actor that I've liked singing a couple times. I've seen him. In fact, he most recently starred opposite Brie Larson in an Apple TV Plus show. I forget I think it's called Lessons in Chemistry. And it turns out he's Bill Pullman's son. And Bill Pullman, if you don't know, he was the president in Independence Day. There you go. So if you need to know who that is, that's his son. He's really quite good an actor. And if you get a look at him, he does sort of look like he would be, Robert Reynolds in, from the comics. So an inspired bit of casting. I was looking forward to Steve Yeun, but hey, this is a pretty good sub in. Also, we found out, and this is the one I don't know, that Geraldine Viswanathan is going to also be in Thunderbolts, taking the place of Io Adebiri, and who I didn't even know was in this fucking movie in the first place, and I don't know who she was supposed to be, but she has taken the place of her. So, Lottie, do you know either of these people?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I didn't think so. But Sentry. And Io Adebiri, by the way, I'm sad that I hope she tries to come back in another role in the MCU because she's great. But she just recently won an Emmy for her role in the show The Bear. And that, I mean, what a loss. But apparently, this young lady that's taking her place is actually quite good also. So that's all I got on it, really, except that we are definitely still getting the Sentry. And I'm going to keep an eye on this and let you guys know who she's going to be playing and further developments on the Thunderbolts, which should start filming very soon. In fact, I think next month. Or not February, March. So we'll let you guys know all about that then. So now this is actually what we've been building up to with all of that other news. Lottie, let me just say, you seen the meme where it's what is it? Is it Mickey or somebody that's holding back somebody? He's like, let him cook, right? That's I feel like, I know you know the meme I'm talking about. They say, hold up, let him cook. I feel like that's what people need to be saying about James Gunn right now. Because how many fucking people have you seen online with all of their hot takes, shit talking James Gunn and shit talking the new DCU and calling it trash and it's a failure, and there's so much of it. I mean, you can see it all over the place. Meanwhile, he out there, he's cooking, like, for real. He's getting it in. Not just he's obviously he's writing, he's gearing up for Superman Legacy. He's working on Peacemaker. Yes, apparently this last week he was working on episode 8 of Peacemaker season 2, right? He's getting ready for Creature Commandos. In the last month, we've seen all these castings for like Creature Commandos and so forth. He's out there working. He's doing his thing. And Lottie, you co-sign this with me if you will. But I have all the confidence in the world that he is shaping the DCU into something that's really going to be really special. dare I even say, something that can actually, rival the MCU in terms of its output, in terms of the quality of its output, and building up audience anticipation for the next property. Would you agree with that?
I mean, the man put me in the house of pain multiple times, so I think he can do. He'll be able to make a compelling story and have me fall in love with those DC characters all over again. You know how I feel about James Gunn. The last couple things that man's been making has been great, so I think he's still going to be on his little hot streak.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So let's talk about how he been cooking this week. This and so in the last couple weeks they were talking about that they had come down to the finalists for Supergirl. They had come down to 3 finalists for Supergirl, and one of let's see, what was it, Meg Donnelly? I'm trying to remember the other young lady, but she was in a couple things that I liked. She was in an Oscar-winning movie. And then Millie Alcock was the third young lady. And so we found out earlier in the week that one of the candidates was just out of the running overall because she was like, I feel like I have a body of work, I don't need to audition for this role. So she didn't go do screen tests or anything like that. So she's out. So it's just Meg Donnelly and Millie Alcock. And Meg Donnelly, the only thing I really knew her for was for some Disney Channel stuff that I didn't care at all about. And then Millie Alcock, on the other hand, Lottie, did you watch House of the Dragon last year? The Game of Thrones spinoff? I'm not sure if
I
you
could have sworn that came out in 2022, but yeah, I watched it.
So this Millie Alcock she played Rhaenyra, the young version of Rhaenyra, in the early episodes of that season. And I was talking last on the last podcast with the podcast guest Corey about how I think that Millie's the one that was going to get it, because she brought so much to House of the Dragon. She was excellent in House of the Dragon. I thought she was just stand out. And lo and behold, James Gunn got on social media and confirmed that yes, Millie Alcock is the Supergirl of the DCU going forward. And let me tell you, I mean, I love being right, obviously, but what a great call. Let's let the man cook, because he is out here. He's cooking a five-star meal, in my opinion. But Lottie, you know who this is. You know the role of Supergirl. I don't know if you know the story that they're trying to tell, but apparently it's going to be a pretty brutal, high stakes sort of story for Supergirl. What do you think about this casting?
I like the casting, and I like how he's getting them young. He's getting Superman young. He's getting, you know, her young, so they can be in something for 10. They can be the characters for 15 to 20 years. Um, and they can grow as the character grows. Excited for this. And like I said, she did a great job in the House of Dragon. So like I said, she's much older than I thought she was, because in the House of Dragons they literally made her like she was 15. Like I thought she was just a teenager. When I first saw her, I was like, she's 23. She's almost a fully grown, developed, you know what I mean, woman. She's 23. 2 more years, she'll be in there fully grown. So yeah, yeah. I'm very excited for what's going to happen. That she has that Supergirl look.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just to me, it's not just the look, because they can put a blonde on anybody. That's, to me, that's not really the thing that really really got me as far as that she is the one. It really is being Rhaenyra Targaryen that really sealed, to me. It wasn't even a question about, like, maybe the other I forget her name, but the other actress who was in an Oscar-winning film, and I saw her in Lock and Key on Netflix. I thought she was really good. To me, that was the only other realistic competition. But I mean, come on, she was so standout in that first few episodes of House of the Dragon, and she brings a presence and a kind of a weight to her presence. She can emote in all of the range possible, but she's tough. Yeah, she seems like she's not super substantial because she's not a big person, but she can exude toughness and like grit. There's so much range to what she can do, emotionally, and you're gonna need that. What did you say that James Gunn puts you into?
Hey, repeat what you said.
I
My
said
bad.
what is James Gunn put you into? What do you say that he always puts you into?
Oh, the House of Pain.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same, or he's not going to be writing this, but he's going to be supervising some of the story, and he's going to insist that that happened here too. And who better to kind of exemplify a Supergirl that can go through the ringer and still come out the other side, a champion, like for real. I think this was inspired casting. It's so inspired, in fact. Lottie, I was gonna post this, but I didn't end up posting it on Threads. But I was like, it really is refreshing to see a woman cast in a superhero movie and not have a bunch of toxic fans bitching about her existence. And because I've seen nothing but like high praise about this casting around social media. Um, and between that and Anya Shalotra being Cersei, and just they're moving, and also they're doing screen tests and everything, and fittings and all that in preparation for Superman Legacy to begin filming very soon. I just feel like James Gunn is putting them in the best possible position in terms of casting and production and writing and everything like that for DC to be a success. And I mean, do you agree that he's just making all the right moves?
I agree. I agree. And and some people are getting impatient because they want things now, 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 now. But the best thing that James Gunn is doing is being patient. And I I you gotta walk before you run.
Yeah. Well, most importantly, I don't want. Fuck that. Don't pull this cake out of the oven before it's ready. I want this to be good. Take the time you need to make this happen. They got the DCU's behind them. Now they got Creature Commandos coming out sometime later this year. They're laying the groundwork for hopefully a 25, 30, movie saga just like we got from the MCU. And they got to come in strong. So they need to take the time to do it right. In other words, so I'm happy with this casting. I'm really looking forward to what they're gonna do with it. Obviously, they're probably not gonna start filming until next year. There's rumors that she could be in Superman Legacy. I'm all for that, and just generally, I'm super optimistic about the DCU going forward. Lottie, would you agree?
I agree.
So, all right, we're in agreement. DCU looking great. So anyway, that's all of our news for this week. Man, it was a lot, but somehow, some way, maybe we missed something. Maybe you disagree with us or agree with us, or you just had a good comment to share with us. You know what to do. Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. It's blurred_force1 on Threads and on Instagram, and super_or not_funny show on TikTok. So definitely hit us up there. And while you're down there, do us a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps more people to see this channel and to see videos just like this. And if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, leave us a review. 5 stars will be the best, but whatever you think, we deserve. And we appreciate all of that interaction. And welcome back to the show, Lottie. Just again, good to have you back, my friend. To get back to this, all this superhero stuff. So let them know, where can they find you on social media?
Oh yeah, you can always find me on my Instagram, which is Anokini, which my Instagram and YouTube are both Anukinihun. Again, it's Anukinihun. It's ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's ANUKINIHUN. I'm going to be uploading I'm gonna be uploading animations again on my Instagram channel, and gonna start streaming some games again. So stay tuned for that. Just got to get back into the swing of things, guys.
Yep. Yeah, everybody, you guys go show some love to Lottie, and just welcome back to the podcast. It's been good, man. It's been God, so much stuff is going on right now in superhero things. This looked like it was going to be a down year for superhero things, but you know what? I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling bullish on what we're getting this year, especially with all this stuff going on with DC. And so we're definitely going to keep an eye on that. We got a couple weeks until we get Madam Web. Also, if you guys really want to watch something awesome, I'm gonna call it this Friday. Go check out on Disney XD, or on Saturday on Disney Plus, the second season premiere of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It was the number 5 on my list of top 5 comic book properties for last year. One of my favorite things superhero related that I watched all of last year. I believe that season 2 is going to be even better, and I'm highly anticipating it. So definitely go and check that out, and come back and compare notes with me. I am going to be reviewing that. So you guys, stay tuned to the channel for that. So this has been episode 137 of the Supercast. Thanks for joining us, and come back next week. We'll be talking about plenty more comic book and superhero related things. Until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.